Before I big out everyone, Mo, what time do you call this?
10.
No, you was 15 seconds late.
It's still 10 to be fair.
No, but it
Bad
doesn't matter.
times.
I saw the countdown going 0 and I thought I had to go live for the people today. No, we said that we had to go live for the people today.
Yep.
And Mo, you was 15 seconds late. That's
Was I on time, Cass?
Yeah,
Was I
man.
on time?
Yeah, he was on time. See why
I passed him on the stairs and I thought he was ready, but he clearly wasn't.
I was on time.
Yeah, but
always on time.
Anyways, we got everyone that's in Never a Foul. Today we're going to be talking preseason stuff. We have got Man United versus Real Madrid at 1:30 in the morning. Then we've got Newcastle versus Chelsea at 1:15.
Oh, is it Newcastle Chelsea? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why we got Greasy and Kendall, because I want to. I can't wait.
It's the only reason we have Kendall here. Is because they're playing Chelsea.
Oh,
Nothing
cheers.
else.
Thanks, Mo. Thanks a lot, Mo.
And then
Lovely.
We've got Arsenal. We got Arsenal versus.
She's looking forward to meeting you, but now she isn't.
Yeah, we got Arsenal versus Barcelona, which is later. Which we're not gonna cover too much, but we're gonna leave that towards the end of the video. We're gonna be joined by Greasy Don as well. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about Man City and their preseason game that they just had against Bayern Munich, since another team is going to be playing Bayern very soon. Is it Liverpool?
Are they? Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, they are. They are.
Yeah, so there's a bit of mix and match of every team tonight, and that's the first time in forever. But guys, if you are in here, there's 232 of you in here in 2 minutes. Smash the like button if you haven't done so. And we always put little reminders pretty much every 15 minutes. How's everyone?
I'm good. How are you, Cass? How's your day been?
Cook some banging food. Me and Mo done like a duo co-op kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Not from co-op, but it was a co-op.
No, I done the pasta, the creamy pasta and everything. He done the chicken, fried it, you know.
Mm-hmm. We had 2 pieces each today. Cass didn't steal mine.
Well, I took the biggest pieces, I can't lie.
But bro, my first piece was quite big as well, to be fair. I don't know if I thought you were watching me and I went in for one. I was thinking he's going to comment.
We don't want to know if your piece is big or not. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Why are you taking the tone of the show down? I was talking
2.5 minutes, you. 2 minutes 45 seconds.
You know, if it isn't, I've got to do it, because if it's not anybody else, it's got to be me. You know, if I done something, he's going to do it to me. You made this, by the way, Daps. You've started all of this poor stuff. I didn't even get it about a year ago. I was all.
Oh no, I definitely did. I definitely 100% created a monster in you in every single form.
To be honest, I tricked both of you.
No,
your pieces were thin. Your pieces looked big, but they were very thin.
There was showers, not growers.
Get out right now, Mo. What are you doing, Mo? That is disgusting. That is disgusting.
Filthy.
Mo, at least wait for 2 minutes to go by the video. Now we're gonna get demonetized because of the pieces. Wow. I'm so sorry, guys.
My piece was very thick, which is very important.
What, a lot of girth in that.
I'm so done. End the stream. I'm ending the stream. Guys, it's been lovely. In a bit. Okay, I'm right.
Bring it back. But Mo, joking aside, so that what you made earlier, yeah. I think I told you last time you were over. My nan used to make that, but my nan used to make it with, to be fair, definitely haram with pork, right? But I always remember when I was young, she had this hammer, right? One side was hammer, the other side was a knife, right? And she would hammer the meat to make it as thin. It was one side was a metal mallet, the other side was like a shank, right? And she would batter the meat so it was proper thin before she put the breadcrumbs
in. So because we don't have the hammer, I cut it thin. I tried to cut it thin. That's why they made me cut my hand when I was cooking, these guys, because they demand chicken. And
demand, you know?
We did demand. Mo, you're the one that says...
How are you making Mo, who is the guest, cook, by the way? That is absolutely shambolic.
No, tell them, Kendall, tell them. It's every day. What are you cooking? What are you making? Oh,
right,
my
no
God.
more,
They made me... So they made me take the bicycle, go to the supermarket all the way, and none of them told me that Sunday the supermarket closed at 4.
I mean, that was true. That was true. But we didn't. But we didn't
Oh my
make
God,
you.
yeah,
And I've
that's
actually.
just like British culture.
But I've actually got video.
Both of them sat their asses on the couch. Like, I'm going to the supermarket. They're like, yeah, okay. It's
Oh, yeah,
fine.
I wasn't
None of
driving
you dared say, oh, by the way, the market shuts at 4.
But
not
Mo, let's be clear.
Right, that's Shan.
Firstly, I have the video footage, of you not going to the shop, you cycling back and forth, past the house in your pajamas on my bike, And
Yeah.
Cass was commenting about your obsession with the bike, how you just kept going in and out of the house, opening the garage, working on the bike. So to say we made you've been excited to, like, let's think, you arrived Saturday evening. That was Sunday morning. So since you were over for the World Cup, you've been thinking about my bike.
Yeah, the
And
last time I actually was on a bike was like 20 years ago. Seriously, 15, 20 years ago. In America, where I live, there are no, like, the bicycle is not. You ride a bicycle, you're dead within 10 minutes.
What, someone shoot you?
There is no
typical Americans. Gun, shoot, boom. There goes an Egyptian.
Oh, by the way, Mo is a complete liar. I need to defend the household right now, because right now you're coming for Kiki as well because she's part of the household.
Nah,
Let me tell you
don't bring her. Oh no,
Mo, while she was going in and out of doing the bike stuff, I was in my room at that point. I didn't even know you went to the store. You went completely.
I didn't blame you. There was somebody.
That's just,
it's not you, bro.
even in the yard, either at that point. Because I was like,
I confirm.
No. He was sitting on the couch. Seriously.
And the funny thing is, when he got back, he was like, "There's no shops open." I was like, "You actually cycled past one on the way back from Sainsbury's as well." And he actually started looking at it to see how far it was.
He was
it was
so
raining
in breadcrumbs, and sure, since December that he left some breadcrumbs, like they wouldn't have been used anyways, right? Like to fry chicken. He was so consistent on making some chicken. We didn't say go cook. I didn't say go cook. Well, what did I make you earlier? Did I have to do it? Okay, then. Anyways, Mo, we got footage of you riding around on a bicycle, and we didn't even say, like, do you want to go on the bike or something? We didn't even know you just did it in your pajamas.
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike.
Mo, what is wrong with me? I don't get it. Why it's wrong? What is wrong of, like, why it's wrong that I want to ride the bicycle? It's like, what is wrong?
You want to ride your bike? Nothing.
It's not right. It's not. There's nothing wrong more. People are just lazy fun, right? And don't set foot on a bicycle if they've got a car. That's the problem.
We were talking about football people.
Yeah, we will. I promise you.
Yeah.
Well, at some point.
It's funny, when you got a guy that's smaller than a bike, with absolute baggy pants on, like in pajamas on a bike.
Were they pajamas, Mo? I hope they were.
And you need to call your wife as well to even cook the food. You don't know what you're doing.
He's gone silent now. We can't hear you. Right. So what are we talking about? Where are we starting?
Well, if Greasy decided to be on time, we would have spoken on the Newcastle. Yeah, we can talk on City first if you want to get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Why not? Before we
why not? Before we do that, DZU, thank you for becoming a member. Guys, we'll be updating you on the weekend about...
great picture, DZU, as well.
Yeah, if you do become a member, we'll update you as well on Sunday. We've got a very good idea, which I think most people would actually like as a member. And, we'll be doing it once a week. And it won't be a call-in show. It'll be a different type of stuff and all that, because call-in shows are dead. Yeah.
Guys, you would be awful at Christmas. You can't keep secrets.
It doesn't matter, It's Wednesday. Guerrero as well says NAF is the best broadcast, and you know it. Thank you very much for the compliment. But yeah, man, let's start with the City game earlier against Bayern Munich, because at the end of the day, it was 2-1.
Yep.
It was
to who?
And all I want to say is Bayern Munich don't look anything different than the time they played Man City in Champions League. It was garbage. I think Thomas get sacked, man. I'll be honest.
Did Man City win?
Yeah, we won 2-1. It's you know what? So both us and Munich have both put out a strong team. But that's what I expect to I think City and maybe even more to City than Bayern, but City and Bayern, this is a promotional tour. This isn't, whereas other teams, I guess at the moment, it is about fitness. Don't get me wrong, but this is called the treble tour. It's, you can't go Japan, fill out stadiums, and then let like McAtee be the main face on pitch. You have to play whoever. But yeah, Cass is spot on. For me, Bayern looked exactly the same as they did at the Allianz. That they looked threatening on the counter, but without a striker, they just never really looked too threatening, really. For me, if I'm the Bayern manager and the Bayern board, I'm going, go and get Kane now because we need Kane badly. Yeah. Mane didn't look very good for me as well. Mane looked completely off the boil. Sane looked all right, to be fair. But as for City, Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis is probably the one I'd talk about the most. The fact that I said when obviously Rico Lewis played up till about January, February time, then obviously with Walker coming back, Stones coming back and inverting and whatever, Rico kind of dropped to the bench, but he continued to be round the first team, part of the squad, training with them every day. And I thought, you know what, an 18-year-old, he's going to soak up so much in these next couple of months. And that's what we saw today. He looked like a player that knows he's got Pep's trust. He wasn't inverting. He was actually playing in midfield. He was actually almost at times playing in a 10 role, making runs into the box and, looking super, super confident. So for me, Rico Lewis was the star of today. Bernardo looked good. Ake looked very good until he came off, but then he got a bit of an injury and came off. Who else looked good, Mo?
Can I add something to this?
Yeah, go on.
Me and Daps were talking when the game was going, and I told him, and he agreed that Kovacic is going to be a star.
If people don't know who Ethan Okoku is, he's an ex-Premier League football player.
Did he play for Norwich? Who did he play for?
No, he played for
Coventry?
No, he did play for Norwich. Yeah, but he did play for Norwich.
Did in the old Steel, no. Steve, was it Coventry as well?
No, he played for Brentford. Do you remember Brentford and
a cuckoo?
For Wednesday, I think he played for back in the 2000s, in the early eras. Yeah.
Nah, not 2000s, bro. I swear he was 90s.
No, that's when he was at Norwich. That was when he was at Norwich. Yeah,
like a cuckoo, you know.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Remember the old Wimbledon team?
Was he part of the crazy gang?
I'm not too sure. It might be
Still be able to tell us.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry, Mo. As you were saying.
No, it's all right. Like Kovacic is gonna start for City. Not start. Is gonna start for City. He's gonna be a very good player for Man City. And it looks like they're putting him on every poster now for the new jerseys. I was watching the studio at halftime. He was the background. Yeah. It looks like they want to promote this guy to be one of the faces of the club because he's Croatian. And he is going to be the face of Croatia in the coming years because Brozovic is getting older. Perisic is getting older. So Modric is getting older. So I think it's Kovacic.
Yeah.
And he looked very, very good in the midfield. Control. Passes were very good. Running everywhere. Contributing defensively and offensively.
Would you say
next to Rico Lewis?
Would you say look comfortable? That's how
they look like they played together forever. They look like he has been playing the same. In the Stones slid in the midfield, and it looks everything that looked like, oh my god, this guy has been training with City forever.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm like, okay, Chelsea would regret this one.
But I think that's exactly how. Look, I'm not going to say Kovacic had like an amazing game. Oh my god, this guy's going to be. But he looked like someone I think that was his second half playing, and he looked like comfortable. He looked like he knows how to play the system already. He gets what Pep's and yeah, you're right. He is definitely one of the becoming. It seems like City are pushing him a bit. He's in all the interviews. He's the faces on the new kit and whatever else. And yeah, it looked like he just knows how to play his Pep system. But I think this is the advantage of buying a player with Premier League experience and also, I guess, experience playing for Real Madrid, experience playing for Croatia. And he's just come in and fitted in very quickly. I'd probably say that's similar to how I'd expect McAllister to start at Liverpool. That when you get a player that's of a certain age, you expect them to come in and kind of hit the ground running, especially players where you know they've got a quite good football IQ already. So yeah, he was good. Trying to think anyone else really worth a mention. Oscar Bob second half again came
Alvarez.
I know.
Alvarez first half. Yeah.
What a player! Link-up play good. Running behind is very good. He is clinical. Moves like a fox in the box, but also can play out wide. I don't know. This guy Pep knows how to get the best out of any player. Apparently, it's astonishing.
I think the only one, Oscar Bob was good as well. Came on again. The one thing I'd say, I guess that maybe we got to give him time but I think McAtee today for me was a little bit off boil. He gave away the ball a couple of times, and McAtee's the one that I guess I've got eyes on. I'm invested in McAtee. McAtee is someone that I want him to see this season. I want him to stay around the first team. I don't want him to be loaned back out. So I was a bit disappointed with McAtee, but you know what? I think he knows himself that the pressure is on, because I think he knows this is a summer he has to impress Pep, because if he does, he'll be staying around the first team. So but overall, listen, we played 2 friendlies. We've won both of them against Bayern in Yokohama. Got 1 more to go. I can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at it at all. Anyone that's worried about Aki as well, listen, he did come off injured, but he pulled up. He carried on playing afterwards and then got substituted. So it wasn't a case of instant substitution. So he's good. It was just a little knock as well. So listen, business as usual. 2 shields won while we were over there. Won't celebrate either though. Leave that to Tottenham in their Tiger Cup.
Yeah, man. Robbie's knee. Which Robbie? It says, love the channel. Big up, guys. You all have football knowledge. Respect for the hard work. Greetings from Denmark. Appreciate the super chat very much. What are you saying, Don, man?
Sorry, bro, man. I just got home, man.
Oh, good enough, is it, mate?
Home. Sorry, man. But yeah, big up the chat. I think it's the first time me and Kendall are streaming as well. So
I did say that.
We stream together, I mean, thinking like, these two. Because we always think when we got guests, we always think about personalities, who would match up, who would get along, who can debunk the shameless, who can sprite up a show, maybe
who can annoy Mo.
Yeah, and who can annoy Mo, which you two very much can. And yeah, man, you are. So I didn't realize. So
yeah, no, it's a good first one anyway, because we're playing them obviously, so it'll be good.
Yeah, Kendall was saying they're going to smash you because your team's wasteful.
We haven't even actually mentioned it yet, so don't worry.
Yeah, nah. I know Daps. Don't worry.
And she said your football opinion is awful.
Over 700 guys, over 730 of you here. Can we please hit the like button? Get us up to 400 likes as soon as possible. The like button helps us push to the next person. And I'm gonna say it again: if you want to watch by yourself, don't do it. But if you want this channel to grow, hit that like button so we can go to the next person and we get more people watching us. So we'll start with Chelsea and Newcastle.
Yeah, man, this is going to be an interesting matchup. The midfield, it's the midfield battle, which is I'm more interested in anything else. Tonali, Joe Linton, Bruno against Enzo, maybe a youngster in DM, maybe Nkunku in the 10. What are you saying? Donny?
Yeah, no, I think it would definitely be Santos, because right now he's literally the only holding midfielder that we've got. Obviously, we still ain't got Caicedo in. So Santos, he's been playing as the deepest midfielder in all of our games so far. So I reckon he'll start the game. Then you're gonna have Enzo. Then like you said, probably Nkunku in the 10, and then Jackson up front. So that's
the link up that your fans are doing, isn't it? Nkunku, Jackson. See how they do against a better team as well.
Yeah,
better defense.
100%.
Solid defense. Let's see what Jackson can do against a proper defense.
Oh, unless they want to concede 4 goals again. But
do you know how I'm seeing this game? And I want to get Kendall and Don's opinion about this. I'm looking at this game from the perspective of, do Chelsea need 1 or 2 midfielders? Me and Cass talked about it, and Daps talked about it this morning. Is that if you get a Caicedo, do you consider Nkunku a midfielder? I think this game might show a little bit of glimpses of can he play the 10? And Newcastle are a very good opposition, top 4 team, expected to challenge. Do you need another one? Because if Nkunku isn't considered a midfielder, at the moment you have 2 first teamers, which is Conor Gallagher. I'm gonna keep saying first teamer means someone above 20 years old, because Santos is 19, Cassidy 20, and Chukwuemeka is still 19. So you have only Enzo and you have Conor Gallagher, who Pochettino said he is part of the plan. So are you want to go to the season with 3 midfielders, first teamers, if you get a Caicedo, or you want to go with a 4? So that depends on, can Nkunku actually be the guy that week in, week out play that 10 position with Caicedo and Enzo behind him, or you need another 8? Because we have to account for injuries. You know that injuries are part of football. So that's my question. That's how I'm looking at the game today. If he plays at the 10.
Yeah. Do you know what it is, Mo? Like, there's so many scenarios you can think of because there's so many unanswered things right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Poch literally just came into the job. We don't know what he's going to do, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from Jackson so far. So me, if I was picking the team, I would put Jackson up top. I'll put Nkuku in the 10. And in the season right now, we're looking at Kudus. So he could be a versatile option that can play in midfield. If we bring in Kudus and bring in Olise, that means Kudus will definitely play in midfield. Because right now we've lost Havertz, we've lost Mason Mount, and obviously we're going to lose Gallagher as well. So we definitely need 2 midfielders. You're right. It can't be a Casado and a Lavia because, like I said, we've got Santos already. So it has to be a progressive midfielder like a Kudus who can play midfield.
Do you consider Kudus a midfielder? Because I didn't watch.
I think he can play both roles
a lot. Yes, but for the first half of the season, he played as a center forward or an attacking mid. But the whole of the second half, which is about 18 games, if I'm not mistaken, he played as a right winger for the whole of second half. That means, if I remember correctly, they changed the coach midway season because they were struggling Ajax. And that new coach assumed that he is a right winger. So if you get him, you really need a right winger. I know that you have Madueke, but you need someone like Kudus who's a goal threat. I don't consider him as a midfielder. I consider him a very attacking player. For me, Kudus is more of an 80-20, like Nkunku for me, like an 80 attacking player, 20 defensive player, while you need an 8, like a Kona Gallagher 50-50, like Caicedo as the same. I wouldn't consider Kudus someone who can play an 8 if you want to play a 3 in the midfield. He can slot in for Nkunku, like as a 10 behind the forward, the second.
That's what it is. So we're going to play a 4-2-3-1. We're not going to play a 4-3-3. So Kudus will basically be like a second striker, if you want to call him that, or he will play a bit deeper where he'll play as a 10. Do you know what I'm saying? So as it stands, I think he'll be a good option to have. Do you get it? Like, he's definitely more versatile than Olise. For me, Olise is definitely more creative. But when it comes to versatility and who's going to get you more goals, that'll be Kudus. And I think that's why we're looking at him. Because we definitely need an attacking midfielder now. Because we're getting rid of 3 of them if Gallagher goes.
So what are you looking for to watch in this game? What are the signs that you want to see, or the signs that you still have questions that you need answers for?
What I want to see right now, I'm a bit interested to actually see what we can actually utilize on the left, because we've got Maatsen, we've got Ben Chilwell, and you've got Cucurella and Lewis Hall. So we've got 4 options. Now, me personally, I would like to see Maatsen start the game. I want to see Maatsen start the game with Mudryk, because I feel like with Maatsen, he's very technical on the ball, and he's got very good movement as well. Ben Chilwell's movement is quite good, but on the ball, he's not, in my opinion, is not as technical as Maatsen. So that's something new that I want to try. And obviously, he's scored 2 goals already as well in pre-season. So I think that'll be a good thing that I want to see on that side. Mudryk, I want to see how he gets on in this game. I think he'll start the game. Obviously, he came on at halftime the other day. Very good goal. He had a good little cameo. So I want to see how he gets on. Gusto, again, how can he get on there on the left? Who plays left on the for Newcastle? Is it Isak?
No, he does sometimes. It depends. It was like Maximin, Isak, Joe Linton plays there. We've got Barnes now who plays there. So
who's going to play there? Joe Linton?
I don't know who's going to play there tonight. I really don't.
I think it's going to be Williams.
Anderson started there the other night.
Listen, I don't care. To be honest,
Barnes joined.
Oh yeah, Harvey Barnes. Yeah, Harvey Barnes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Harvey Barnes.
Officially.
He might. Listen, he had 10 minutes the other night.
Okay. For me, obviously, I've only seen Gusto in 2 games so far, but Mitoma is a good litmus test. You get it, and he passed it for me. So I'm not really worried about who you're going to put on that side. I want to see him again because I'm not sure if Reece James is fully fit, and this guy's delicate. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to risk him for him to get injured. So I'd rather start Gusto. On the right. I want to start Angelo Gabriel. Angelo Gabriel has to start this game on the right for me. Sterling, I think he needs to come off the bench, in all honesty, because I've liked what I've seen from Gabriel so far. And then in the 10, like I said, I'll play in Nkuku and then I'll play Jackson up top. That's what I'd go with. And then if you talk about the centre backs, Levi Colwill left centre back, right centre back, I'd probably go with Thiago Silva again, only because I don't think Chalobah is going to start the first game against Liverpool. So I'd rather start Silva, get him some fitness. Obviously, we're doomed. We've got Kepa in goal. I hope we get a new keeper, but he's going to start the game. And then that's the team I'd go with. It's very attacking, man. Very technical.
I can't lie. The last thing I want to hear is it's just a pre-season game. This is Poch's time to make a little bit of a mark, if I'm being totally honest. Like the way Man United against Arsenal, you can kind of see progress within these sort of games. You've done it against Brighton. You can clearly see you got an eye for goal. So like exactly, Brighton are a crappy team. But against a stubborn Newcastle, right? And I think Newcastle will be up for this. When it comes to a big game, Newcastle do get up for the games.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and the players do play totally different to the way they might play against Aston Villa or something like that. But this one, I think like even players that are coming into the team are trying to even maybe even a fringe player, one of the youngsters. I think I like that. What's that guy called? Is he Anderson?
Anderson, yeah, very, very good.
Wicked little player, man. Honestly, I think again, these under 23s, like your ones that you got, you know, you said to Gabriel, like they're gonna
Gabriel. Do you know what it is? I want to see him, Cass, but I've got a feeling he's gonna start Sterling, and that's not what I'm trying to see right now. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm trying to see.
You don't want to see your
Did you
top
give
10
up
winger
on
in Premier League history.
I want to.
Bro,
give up on
listen,
Sterling.
I'm talking about what I'm seeing right now, and what I'm seeing right now is a guy that looks like he's got 2 left feet. Do you get it? I don't want him to start the
top
game.
10,
So
not a top 10 winger in Premier League history.
he still is for me. I'm not going to change my opinion on that. But as it stands, Sterling is not the Sterling that we need him to be. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sterling is not Sterling in.
Sterling doesn't even get a start place in this team right now. I don't
Sterling's
think.
currently not a
Honestly,
currency.
Sterling ends up in Saudi at the end of the season. I'm telling you now.
Listen, he could find his way out real quick.
I
That's what I'm
love
saying.
Sterling. Like, I really, really love him, and I've always backed him. But I just think, like, future-wise for this Chelsea club and the way that Pochettino plays, and he like loves the fringe players, loves the youth. Like, that sounds weird. Loves the young players.
You're getting
loves
Arsene
the young
Wenger
players.
vibes, yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
but I just don't think like Sterling's going to be like a consistent feature for Chelsea. Like after this season, I just don't. So I think he'll probably
The thing is,
end up somewhere like Saudi.
how I see it, I've got a feeling that Sterling might start the first few games and see how he gets on because he's a senior and he's obviously our highest paid player as well. I've got a feeling he's going to start the games. Yeah, he is. I think he's on 320 or something like that, something mad like that. I think he'll start the games, but again, he has to kick on. There's no excuses for Sterling. I've always said it with Sterling. It's a quality thing. Get quality around him. I need you to kick on. So as it stands for me, I'll pick Angelo Gabriel, but I reckon he'll go with Sterling today.
Yeah, I think so as well. Guys, by the way, there's nearly 900 of you in here, and I'm not joking. If every one of you just smash the like right now, just a reminder, I don't want to keep doing it all the time. This will get over to 1,000 people in the live tonight.
And we'll be very happy.
And we'd be very, very happy. So stop what you're doing and go like the video. Stop being a bum. It's hard, isn't it? Anyway.
Do you know what? And for whoever said that, it's only a pre-season friendly.
Nah.
I do think on this one, so when we played Newcastle early on in the season, I said it's not going to be the same as when we played Newcastle before because Newcastle now want these big scalps, right? And yes, it's a pre-season, but Newcastle will still, they're not going to be really pissed off if they don't get the result. But at the same time, they probably do want to prove to everyone last season was not, it wasn't a joke and Chelsea aren't catching up with us. We're still a top 4 team. Chelsea are not. So they're going to want to get that scalp again. And as for Chelsea, I don't think Chelsea going into this necessarily wanting a win. I think exactly like I think Don said, Chelsea going into this wanting to test out who can play in what position and who the best partnerships are. Because one of the things at Chelsea at the moment, I feel, is finding the right partnerships. Like, I'll always take things back to my own club. For me, over recent years, the best 2 centre-backs at City were Laporte and Diaz. But Laporte and Diaz didn't seem to have the partnership that Diaz and Stones had. And I think that's probably what Chelsea need to find at the moment. Like, they need to find who's going to work as... Well, are you going to play 4 at the back now, by the way?
Yeah, we're definitely going to play 4 at the back, yeah.
Yeah, so... And you've got 4 left-backs. So you need to work out which left-back works best with... Matey boy, the only option you have is a left centre back.
Britney Spears.
Colwell.
Colwell, yeah.
Colwell, yeah.
So, man. So I think it is.
Who's Britney Spears?
Mudryk.
Yeah, Mudryk.
Oh, I think he looks like Nick Carter out of.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like
Backstreet
Nick Carter.
Boys,
Yeah,
yeah.
Backstreet Boys. Yeah.
He's got a little agenda. The other day, he was like, I started talking about injuries and whatnot when it came to Mudryk. You did, Cass.
No,
talking about injuries. What was that thing he said about Mudryk? You're like, with the...
he said one
wingers.
sprint and his hammy. He said
His
one
hammy,
sprint
yeah.
and his hammy's gone.
yeah.
Look at Mo.
Don't think I've forgotten that.
Mo is there.
Don't think I've forgotten that.
I just said athletic white guys typically get hammy injuries, man. Late, like it happens to bear them. It's just the way.
Cass has never been athletic. That's why he's been.
I'm not naturally athletic, like my brother and everything. My brother's naturally athletic. Guess what?
Do you know what though? Do you know what? I'm really intrigued to see what Mudryk does this season, man. Because like I was reading an interview that he had, and he basically said like, listen, for me, the coach is basically put his arm around me, and he says, he's teaching me what to do, already I'm quite confident. You know, he went to the under-21s as well, got them to the semi-final for Ukraine. He decided to step down from the men's team to go down there to get a little bit more match fitness. So for me, I'm interested to see how he does, man, because he looks a bit hungry. And how Mudryk plays, yeah, he's very fast-paced. The players that we had last season are not on the same wavelength as him.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
We
When I was
had
at
that hit
Anfield
last season,
yeah, bro, I was at Anfield. Yeah, I went Anfield for his debut. I was there. I'm looking at him like, raw, this guy's good. Do you know what I'm saying? He was on the ball, dribbling, slow center of gravity, 1, 2, 3. But our players just didn't know how to play like that. Carney kept slipping. Gallagher just Mason Mount all over the place. But now, if you look at the little link up between him and Jackson, he plays it to Jackson. Jackson knows what he wants to do with it. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
There's a lot of that with you last
what I
season,
would
though. Towards the back end of the season for you, when you'd got a lot of your stars in, I noticed that in a few games, there was times where even with Enzo, I'd see people lay the ball off to Enzo, and Enzo would just presume they're making a run, right? And he'd put the ball exactly where they should be running to.
Yeah.
And then no one would run there, and he'd just be like, it's an obvious run. Why has no one made that run? Because that is where the space is. And I think that's one of the jobs of Pochettino, because you've got talent in your team now. It's just getting them to gel and work together. And yes,
the amount of games last season I was seeing Mudryk on his bike, and everyone knows how quick he is. He's literally the quickest player.
So
in
it
the
wasn't
Prem.
Mo
What?
on his bike.
He wasn't here early for that conversation.
You didn't know.
Yeah, I wasn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mo loves going on the bike as well.
Oh.
What's the
Yeah,
actual,
now last season I was see.
I was going to say, what's the actual difference between Mudryk and Theo Walcott?
Without stating the obvious, people.
Like, please.
The thing is with Mudryk.
Walcott can pass.
Mudryk can't pass. Mudryk's got a good pass on him. He's got a good pass on him.
I know. I saw that.
I
clip
feel
of
like
long balls with your
He does. He definitely
remember
does.
watching him last season. Like, I literally feel like it was like a blur. Like, I can't remember watching
Yeah, I
it.
can't remember.
Do you know what it is? Because you guys don't watch 90-minute games, so you're not going to see the glimpses that Chelsea fans see. Do you get it? So,
90 minutes. Oh, bro. I'll be honest, and I think I speak with most fans that aren't Chelsea fans. Over the last 10 to 15 years, yeah, you're right. I've never managed to live through 90 minutes of Chelsea football. Honestly, it's just not.
Do you know what Mudryk was like? He was mismanaged last season. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I said, I went Leicester. I saw his agent by Graham Potter and Frank Lampard. Let me get to them. Let me cook them. Yeah. So I'm seeing Mudryk starting up top against Leicester. He started Kai Havertz on the right. I've seen Mudryk come on for 5 minutes in certain games. I've seen Mudryk not in the squad for certain games. I've seen Mudryk making runs constantly. You had Mason Mount not finding the pass.
I'm seeing a laugh at overweight people in the gym as well.
Oh, that's nasty. He'd laugh at me, man.
Don, all this talk is great. Can I ask you a straight question?
Yeah.
What's the ceiling for Mudryk? What's the level he can reach?
Listen, the potential's high. And he's in the hands of the right coach, because obviously Poch is going to develop him. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got a proven record.
Like
of doing
Son
it already,
level, or Harvey Barnes, or
listen.
where?
I need to see more. Right now, the sample size isn't mad. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when he played in Ukraine, I never watched him for Shakhtar. I think I watched one game of his. That's it, against Celtic. That was it. So for me, I'm not going to start saying he will reach those levels because I haven't seen enough. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just have to wait and see. That's what it is for me. But I can see the talent.
Yeah, let's switch it to Newcastle. Tonali's on show tonight. And I'm not joking, Kendall. You know it yourself. Tonali's, all the eyes are on Tonali, right? And you've had I see you go on Twitter as well. You're defending him and saying, like, look, he's smiling. It's all a narrative. Yeah,
no, I never defend him, but I'm laughing at the absolute agenda. It's like the most ridiculous agenda I've seen for ages. Like, every fan in the Premier League, he's depressed. I've seen him. He doesn't even want to be there. Look at him. He's crying his eyes out. He's so sad. He doesn't even smile. I'm like, who actually cares? Like, who actually cares? Realistically, who? Not me.
Cast
don't
us.
Like, literally, it was a picture of the back of his head and he was cuddling Bruno, right? And everyone was like, oh, look at him, he doesn't even want to be there. I'm like, it's in the back of his head. Like, what? I don't understand what you want me to say about that. That's ridiculous.
Right, no, he is due a good game. The last game, he wasn't so good, right? From what I've been told, and even from the highlights, I can't really tell. You probably watched the 90 minutes. I didn't. But from what I was seeing, he didn't.
Yeah. First half of us wasn't great anyway, to be fair. But
if he's due a good game today, he needs a good game for himself, and obviously by social media, he's gonna rip him apart.
AKA Cass is going to rip him apart.
So weird. Yeah,
Cass is staying up. Cass is staying up to watch it.
The worst. Safo's literally tweeting about me every single day. I'm like, what is literally your problem? It's just
barbecue
so weird.
should be fun for you then.
Because he's your most expensive player ever.
He's not actually. Isaac is.
Isaac is more. Oh, okay.
Wait, Kendall, who have you played so far?
Aston Villa, and that's it. Rangers and Gateshead.
Okay. Did you win all the games?
We drew against Aston Villa and then won the previous 2. But we've
Better
never
beat
we
Gateshead.
still
Jesus.
at this still at this point though, we had no against Gateshead we put 5 left backs on the pitch. No, I'm actually not lying. Like
Sounds like Chelsea, to be
I don't know
fair.
what Eddie Howe was thinking, but yeah, anyways. We haven't actually played our full strength team yet in any game. So even both halves of the Villa game, like Dummett was playing the first half, Matt Ritchie played the second half. We're not going to go into a Champions League or a Premier League game with either of them players next season. So I don't know. We played 3 at the back the other night as well. Bizarre because we've never, ever, ever, ever played 3 at the back under Eddie Howe. Not once. And I know
to do with fitness.
I know
Probably to do with
pre-season's
fitness
like
and that, yeah.
experimental in that, but I didn't need to see that. It was horrible. It was. I don't need to see that again. So yeah, I don't know how we're gonna start. But to be fair, the players that I've left actually, Paul Dummett wasn't good, but Matt Ritchie was actually fine the second half. He's probably the best crosser we've got on the squad. It's just a shame that he's like 76-year-old and he can't play anymore. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what team he goes with tonight because we haven't played a full strength team yet. So I don't know how he's gonna play.
Where is it?
You know what?
Where is it?
Where is it?
It's in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Oh, in America.
Are you in America?
Miggy Almiron's old team.
You little begging, ain't it? But anyways, Sage here says Mikhailo, future Ballon d'Or winner Mudryk is him. Yeah, maybe the one in Chernobyl, but I don't know about the one in Europe. You know, after he goes, even the Chernobyl in Europe. But yeah, Western.
You're just waffling to yourself there, aren't you?
That sound like that. I'm just thinking of Western
Here
Europe.
is my problem with Newcastle. As
here
of
it is.
now, they are unbalanced. Tonali is defensive. Guimaraes is more defensive for me. Joao Linton is good and everything, but he isn't great going forward. They have no creativity through the middle. When I mean creativity, I mean Kunku creativity. I mean Bruno creativity, KDB. I mean even like what's his name, Madison for Spurs. They don't have that creative player that can get you get you a through ball out of
They don't
nothing.
need to.
They
But
do.
they don't
But
have
we didn't have that last season. Necessarily.
You
That
didn't.
player,
I
we were
agree with
fine.
you, and it worked fine. It might not work forever because you need different
No.
weapons. Because you were surprised. You were a surprise last season, and you kept going through the wings. And Almiron had a great season. Isaac played to the left, had a great time at that place. But who knows if that can go on? You'll need different solutions. And as of now, I'm looking at Newcastle, and the threat is coming from the sides. The middle is more of a fighters. Tonali is there, Guimaraes is there, Joao Linton, Longstaff. Longstaff last year was their most creative player, the one who breaks in the 18, the one who gets at the end of like the crosses with the cutbacks, right? Am I wrong with that? The highs guy in the midfield. That cannot go along forever because that everybody around you is getting better quality.
But I think it can though. I'm actually going to defend Newcastle.
Whoa.
What's
What's going on
Jesus.
there?
What is going on?
I'm going to like.
Here's your knight in shining armor, Kendall.
I'm liking.
through.
I'm going to liken the way Eddie
Sir
Howe plays.
Lancelot.
Yeah, I'm going to liken the way Eddie Howe plays, kind of like Klopp when he didn't have creative midfielders. But guess what? It came, like the creativity comes from, let's say, Kieran Trippier, right? So then Botman's actually got a very good ping on him. If you ain't seen him do it yet, no, not him. Fabian Schär's got a very good ping on him as well. Bruno Guimaraes is going to keep things ticking, and that's he's going to do
more
his
of a
thing.
creator, I think, than people think as well.
I'm confused as to how no one's mentioned Joe Willock. He creates quite a lot.
Well, yeah,
So here's my thing about Joe Willock. Joe Willock is very direct. Go ahead, yes. Sorry, go ahead. I was going to talk about Willock, but fine.
While Chelsea are currently right now in a way of trying to shape, I don't know, find the right players and everything. I think this could set up nicely for Newcastle in terms of the way they press and force them into mistakes, because they're still trying to learn a system. Their system is press, go for it, and then get to your front line. Harvey Barnes is a goal scorer, right? Like he is one, and you got Isaac as well, and he can do a bit of everything. So if you want to liken it towards that, I just think that right side is yet to be seen. What's going to happen from there, and it's all
We also don't play with like a number 10, if that makes sense. Like that's not our formation, it's 4-3-3. So we don't necessarily play with an attacking midfielder in that sort of like literal sense, a traditional sense. We obviously have like Willock, who for me is like the athlete in the team. That's what he is. He's probably the most, in that sense, the most creative between he kind of the balance between the midfield and the front three, because we have switched up the front three a lot last season as well, because Isaac was playing on the left, he was playing up front, Callum Wilson was obviously up front, we had Almiron, we had Murphy, like there's just different vibes going on. But I do still think, for me, it's not even an attacking midfielder we need. I think it's a right winger. But because as far as I'm looking from the outside in, Gordon actually looks better centrally. At the minute, that's how he played at the Euros as well, and he got player of the tournament. So I don't know what they're going to even. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Gordon next season either, unless he plays on the wing in our system, which I don't know. And Miggy's so left-footed, it is ridiculous. He doesn't have one sort of right foot. He's so predictable to play against, because he just always cuts in on his left. So yeah, I don't necessarily think we need an attacking midfielder, but I do think we need more options
that's true, because when I first saw Anthony Gordon when he broke through at Everton, I thought he was a midfielder, like a creative, like a Maddison sort of player. That's the vibe I got from him. So when I saw that he was a winger, I was a bit confused. You know what I'm saying, because when he came through, he kind of plays like a flary 10 in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
stand
think
he
can play that role.
the guy.
Did you call Anthony Gordon flary?
Bro, when he first broke through at Everton, he was. I was seeing a few things here and there. He was creative. He was okay. I wouldn't call him. Okay, let me not say overly flary, but I could see a little bit of creativity. I could see a little bit of creativity.
Would you say that's Mudrik's ceiling, Anthony Gordon?
Nah, we're not doing that.
Battle of the haircuts. Battle of the bad haircuts.
But yeah, I was seeing some creativity and like dribbling from him, so I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm not a fan of Anthony Gordon at all.
Listen, I wasn't. And if anyone watches like British television here, I used to call him Gail Platt all the time because he reminds me of Gail Platt from Coronation Street, right? And I used to hate him. And I literally hated him so badly. And then when he signed for us, literally, I was so fickle. I was actually the most two-faced person. He put the black and white shirt on, and I was like, oh, mint, love him, class, can't wait.
You did an Arsenal. Yeah, you did an Arsenal.
I did an absolute Mikel Arteta sandal. That's what I did last season.
He's an Everton fan, and you're not keen on Everton.
No, Eddie Howe's an Everton fan as well, though, sadly, so he can't win them all. Yeah.
Well, you know, Newcastle fans are not that different from Arsenal fans. They're both hella sensitive. So, you know, I hand in hand.
I just remember Todd Bowley tried to buy this guy last summer for like 60 M's.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my word,
yeah.
He tried to buy him for 60 M's, and Frank Lampard, he's not going nowhere.
To be fair, I think Anthony Gordon's admitted himself last season as well, because everyone's like you said, Don, like you were saying, like, oh, it's literally, you can't only have like a small sample size of like Mudryk, for example. Like that was the same for us last season. I don't think Anthony Gordon, I think he maybe played 10 games, maybe a couple more off that. And he wasn't starting, he wasn't playing a full 90 minutes. And everyone was using it last season as like a benchmark for him. And they were like, oh, he's a flop, 45 million flop. He's literally said himself in countless interviews, he wasn't fit enough to start in Eddie Howe's system because we're probably one of the fittest teams in the league, the way that we play football. He said he wasn't fit enough. His mindset wasn't right when he came here because like the football and just the culture at the club was like so different to anything he's ever been involved in. He's had a really good summer. He's looked really decent in the pre-season games that he's played. So I think he's going to have a good season next season. I think he's going to be a lot better anyway. He's had a full pre-season with the squad, so well, apart from the Euros. So yeah, I think I'm excited to see him next season, to be fair.
Sorry, can I just cut in here, people? 960 people watching. How many likes are we on, Cass?
325.
325. So what? That's about a third, right? So firstly, I always like to explain it. We ask for likes really quickly because it helps to push the channel to a new audience. Like everyone here, we love you, like it. It pushes it out to a new audience while we're sleeping at night. And also, can I ask, because what's the time? In about an hour and 15 minutes, it's my birthday, yeah? So can you run up the likes for my birthday, please? Can I ask that you take that extra time out to run up those likes and it'll push us over 1,000 likes? Don, I reckon you wanted to say something to Kendall about that. You sat there. I know when you were about to speak, and you looked like you were about to speak.
Mouth twitches.
Yeah.
About what?
I don't know. You looked like you were twitching.
Oh, no. I was just thinking about the game. I was just thinking, for me...
Nervous? You're nervous?
Lose.
No, I'm not...
Don't lose.
I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous, but I'm just saying, like, I want to see Santos test himself against a solid midfield. I know we're saying there's not much creativity in there, but these are the sort of midfielders you're going to come up against in the Prem. Do you get what I'm saying? And for me, I think he'll be able to handle it because this guy played over 50 games for Santos. Do you know what I'm saying? This is men's Brazilian.
What's his name?
Andre Santos.
And he played for Santos.
Love that.
Yeah. He played for. I believe. I think he did play for Santos. He did. Yeah.
Like literally, how many kids thought Arsenal was named after Arsene Wenger when you were younger? Because I definitely did. 100% when I was like really young, I thought Arsenal was named after Arsene Wenger.
Oh, you better be right now.
I've got to put a bit of
He played. Sorry, he played for Vasco da Gama. Sorry, he played for a team called Vasco da Gama. Yeah, no, it wasn't Santos.
Santos on the brain.
I'm thinking of Angelo Gabriel. He played for Santos.
Right, okay.
Neymar. He took Neymar's. He took number 11, and he met Neymar in that. But with Andre Santos, I think today will be a good test. I know we played well against Brighton, but today will be another big test for him. So I want to see how he gets on because I want him to come into the squad next season, like as an understudy for Casado. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on.
I'm gonna watch it for the first 15 minutes before the Man United game because there's another two big tests coming up today, which is Man United versus Real Madrid, and I think it's a kind of a testimony to Ten Hag's progress. What can you see? Can you sustain such a, can the defense and even Anana's playing today?
You played last night as well.
No, that was the under 23s.
But that means in that case, tonight you're gonna have a strong team out then, right?
Yeah. There was the only senior player that played was Johnny Evans. So yeah, so today's just going to be everybody else. Nobody else was playing.
Why is he officially on your books now then?
Just for the pre-season.
Okay.
He's just helping out. All I know is just helping out the youngsters. But other than that, Man United's got Real Madrid in the next few hours, right? And I think everyone's probably buzzing to watch Onana as well. If you're a Man United fan, I'm extremely excited to see where the line's going to be. But you're going to be facing up against.
I'm going to cry.
You're going to be facing up against a Vinny Jr., a Bellingham. You're going to see Chouameni. You're going to see all these players, and it's not going to be an easy game. And for me, this ain't preseason. I need to see progress now. Like
where are you playing preseason in America as well?
Yeah, America. Yeah.
So is this Bellingham's first game for Real?
No. He had a game against AC Milan, and he actually balled out differently.
Did you see Ruben in that game?
Who?
Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Nah, not really.
Clips. He was the best midfielder there. He played better than Bellingham.
Then what?
I'll show the video after. I'll show the video after.
What? Is he actually?
He did.
As the young star actually hit his ceiling.
Bro, Ruben's good.
Ruben's good. Away from Chelsea. Yeah, I know. He's just that young star that we're waiting to break through, and all of a sudden he leaves Chelsea, and there it is. The star.
He's one of the players that for me is a mystery. I have no idea why this guy never hit the ceiling. He has everything: the physicality, the skills, everything. I don't know why it never worked for him, bro.
So basically, one of my boys used to actually play for Chelsea that I went school with. So I used to watch like Ruben and that coming through. So I was watching him. I was watching Jeremy Bogart. I was watching Ake. I was watching Christensen. All these lot came through together. Hey. Jeremy Bogart, Tammy Abraham, Solanke, Musonda. I can keep going, bro. Yeah. So like when I was seeing him coming through, I always said there's 3 players that are going to make it at Chelsea. I said Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Nathan Ake, and Christensen. They're the main 3. Oh, this guy was so talented, bro. Like coming through, naturally, I'll probably say only Jeremy Bogart would have more natural ability than him. Ruben had one of the best natural abilities I've seen coming out of Cobham. But what happened was when he broke through with Sarri, he was our best player. This guy was scoring goals, playing really well. Him and Hazard were linking up. And then that useless game when we went to America, he got an injury, he got an ACL. Since then,
I remember that.
Never been the same.
Not his best
been the same.
Not his best ball. His best ball was at Crystal Palace, but we'll move on that one.
No, that was the whole season. But what I'm saying is, under Sarri, he actually played well. He was playing well for us. But
I remember
that was his best season, and he got injured.
Coming up.
So let's go about Man United. What are we expecting today, Cass? This is a big test against Real Madrid. It's the real deal now. This is before your season. This is it. What do you expect?
Hey, there's no shame in losing to Real Madrid, but it's how you lose. That's all I'm going to say. It's
Here we go.
It's only pre-season, isn't it? That's all I got to say.
No.
Oh,
you're
that.
No, you're not.
It was only pre-season on Saturday because I'm
Kendall,
vibes.
listen,
I'm not getting the vibes.
I get to see this guy in 8K, when teams go 1-0 down in the 5th minute, right? In pre-season, he's getting excited. And I like that he owned it the other day because I'm always like, Cass, calm down. Don't do nothing. Wait for the end. He's like, no. I like to put pressure on.
No, that was me the other night. I was literally like ready to punch my telly at like 1:30 in the morning. I thought I've got mental illness.
But we have to all, everyone on this panel, everyone in the Rivals Not Virals group, we have to be ready that listen, if United don't a draw, I'll accept. If United don't win or draw, then Cass, cup of tea, mate. Cup of tea.
Why is it? Where's my cup of tea? Don't beg off my cup of tea. It's my cup. Anyways,
well, Rums will do it for us.
One thing I do know, Real Madrid never ever go hard in preseason, right? They always are pretty relaxed compared to most other teams. You can see it against AC Milan. You can see it against last year. You can see it. It's always over the years. I just think where they've had one preseason game only, it kind of works to Man United's advantage as well. So I think we actually win this game. And it's not going to be the full story. It doesn't mean Man United are back or they're the best. If we could win 3-0, it wouldn't matter. But guess what? I'm going to be shameless. So I just want to see.
Not shameless, to be fair.
The thing is, I just want to see certain players have certain good games, like Sancho, like Onana. I want to see the defense to be stable. I want to see Kobe Mino more than any other midfielder.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my eye on Anthony. I'm keeping my eye on Anthony, to be honest.
Wait, Cass, if you play Sancho up top, do you really think he's going to have a chance against Rudiger?
Who?
Sancho.
Have you... Yeah, bro, maybe not.
Bro, you just did a Stormzy.
I just did a
thought
Stormzy.
about it. Played it in his head.
You know what it is, right? It's
and he's like, oh, but no.
You know what, Daps, he got pressed and he lost the ball.
Yeah.
You say that, but that young kid Romero scored against Real Madrid as well. So anything can happen, man.
Can I just say something completely? It's not unrelated, but it is. The skill, by the way, of Greasy John to bring something back to a Chelsea player every single time is elite. Because he just mentioned Ruben, just mentioned Rudiger. I love it. It's elite skill to have. Listen, I can't do that to you because my players play for like QPR and that. So I can't say that.
These guys brought me the Champions League, man. I've always got to pay homage to them. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but for me,
I respect it. I respect that.
Man United are more fit than Real Madrid by a mile, and there's no excuse to not go out there and go and win. I just want to see what's it called, a style of play in it, like a proper way of playing that I can envision that's going to happen in the first game against Wolves.
Do you know what? I like that you said Sancho, bro, because Sancho's been good the last 2 games, yeah. And I guess you just want to see consistency. You want to see that you can go into the season thinking, okay, Sancho can, like, because I know you were nearly done on him, innit?
Oh no, I was.
Yeah,
I was done. I was like, get rid of him. Even now, if a 60 million big came in, get rid of him. But right now,
Cass, sorry,
I don't want to get scammed. I don't want to get scam trolled. That's what it is.
What it is now, I hear what Cass is saying.
You know what? Sorry. You know what I'm seeing now? I'm not like Sancho now. The story is becoming another Martial, but instead of injuries, it's form. A couple of good games, and the Man United fans get like, "Oh my God, this guy is back." It's the same. Martial,
I haven't seen that. I'll be honest, I haven't seen that yet.
Watch Man United fans on Twitter.
Actually, I don't have any on Twitter. Yeah, you're right. I don't have.
When he scored the goal last game,
do you know what though?
They were like, "He's back, false 9. This is Ten Hag found his place." They get a striker tomorrow. The guy never plays a striker again. Done.
Do you know what though? Do you know what it is?
Do you think the Butcher will be trying to fight again?
You mean?
Listen, Sancho has the talent, same as Martial. Martial is very talented player. We know that, right? Sancho is a massive talent. We saw it at Dortmund, right? You cannot be a youngster at City and not have talent, right? But the way he played last 2 seasons is just hope now. It's for every Man United fan. It's just hope. That he can get a glimpse of what he had at Dortmund.
And do you know what it is? Do you know what it is as well, Mo? Like last season in pre-season, him and Martial were cooking, and the United fans were getting carried away.
Yeah, but then Marcel got injured, and then Sancho got through that depression stuff early. Yeah,
no, he did. You're right. He did. But what I'm saying is, right now, he hasn't proven it in the Prem. So we're yet to see it to have, too much to be getting away about. Do you know what I'm saying? So he hasn't really shown anything over a consistent period. Because I rated Sancho before he came to United. You know what I mean? I liked him at Dortmund. I remember a game in the Champions League where he was the best player on the pitch, and Neymar even went up to him after the game and gave him his top and that and was chatting to him. Do you get what I'm saying? So the ability's there, but I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know.
The guy blew out Saliba and Gabriel, and I was surprised how fit he actually looks and sharp and everything. So I was surprised by that part, and he looks trim more than any other player. He's had probably more minutes than any other player as well. So he needs, I think it'd be due something decent from him. Like even holding up the ball, usually gets pushed off quite quick.
Great finish as well. Great finish.
Yeah, I've got a feeling. For me, he might even dispossess Anthony. Like if Anthony gets put in poor displays.
I would love to.
I was just about to ask that, Cass.
So for me, anyways, like again, if we can get through the first 45, I don't know if Vinny's going to play the starting or he's going to get subbed off or whatever. But if Wan-Bissaka comes up against Vinny, I don't even know who their striker is, to be honest. I don't really care about that right hand side too tough. But I think Rodrigo's still a baller.
Actually, what are they doing about striker at the moment?
I just think it's the midfield. It's just about how I want to see. I don't even know. They got that Joselu in it, so I just want to see how Man United press Bellingham, Modric, and everyone, while they're unfit and everything, it's technically Man United should win this due to fitness, not even just down to ability, you know. Unless Valverde wants to go and smash another 2 goals like he did against AC Milan, you know, from long range or whatever. But it should be an interesting game, and I think it's going to be a tactical battle up because Ancelotti, like, come on, Casemiro and Varane, that's the team that's the first time they're seeing the team back since, you know.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think it's interesting because the way that I've known Real Madrid to play over the last couple of years has been so effective through quick transition. Like, but I guess with the change of, like, you know, Benzema's gone now. I don't even know if Modric will start tonight because they're probably using friendlies to play some of the younger players. And it's just if they do continue to play the same style of football with Bellingham and with the young players they've got coming in now, that maybe Real Madrid might slowly start changing the way they play. Now, if they do, I think United could get something. If they don't, and they can still effectively transition at speed, then I think they might end up ripping United apart. That doesn't mean United play badly, but it just means it, like, when we got knocked out of the Champions League last year, we were probably the better team, but that's just how effective Real Madrid are at. You can play great football, but ultimately, if you don't kill them off, they'll transition so damn quickly and effectively that they'll just blow you away. So it's interesting to see, because I think United are playing better football, but I'm interested to see what Real Madrid are now going to bring in this new era, because it is a new era for them. Like, this is a new era for Real Madrid. So
yeah, big up Richard for becoming a new member. If you want to become a member, it's in the description below. Every support is $3.99 a month. So it's not even that much. We're never going to upgrade it. We're never going to degrade it. It's just going to stay as one cost. And we're going to, again, if people don't know, we're going to be telling you what's going to be on offer for our members. And it's not obviously we're trying for the people. That's what we can say.
Yeah, we're trying to come up with a package that's worthwhile, because and
it's pretty much
bring it in for a while. We didn't bring membership in for a while because we said we wanted to make it worthwhile. And, you know, the call-in shows, we haven't been doing them through the summer because, to be frank, I think they just go on for too long. But we've got some ideas of what we're going to do to make it worth your while. And also, I'll be clear, it helps support the channel, because, listen, we're trying to do this full time, really and truly. So,
did Ty actually say this? I
don't know. Let me read it. Smokey says, "Talk to your boy Ty. He was saying this is Sancho's natural position. He's a second striker. That makes kind of sense. I didn't see that though. I can see it in a way because Sancho.
You know, you can hope it.
Because the way I look at Sancho, I don't look at him as the 8 because I don't think he's got an engine for the 8. But when you look on the wing, he doesn't exactly have the burst of like natural burst of speed that Biggie or someone's going to do, or the way Grealish even draws players and gets fouled. You know, he's not really that much of a facilitator as great as him. So unless
he was at Dortmund.
Yeah, but the way I look at it, as a second striker, potentially, you know, just running in behind, maybe what the point
could be.
It could work. Yeah. But the thing is, every year, in 1 year, I've heard Sancho's better than 8. He's better than 10, which I think he's better than 10.
He ain't an 8. He's definitely not an 8.
He can still make it 7, 11. Like, there's always different, you know, arguments. What Sancho?
Do you know what? It's clear with Sancho. He's a confidence player.
Reminding me of Havertz.
But he's a confidence player, clearly, yeah. And if he starts scoring goals and starts being clinical in front of goal, then why could he not be a second striker? To be fair, but if his confidence goes,
that's the thing.
No, fantastic. He's a good second striker, and Man United don't play second striker. So
well, they're currently looking for a first striker, let alone a second.
Right now, Cass, let's be real. The only reason why he's even getting in is because you've literally got no one that can play up there right now. Really, do you know what I mean? He's not going to try Rashford there, is he? Do you know what I mean? So he's got. I don't know what's going to happen with Sancho. Where he's going to play. His only chance really is on the right wing. That's it.
Yeah, that's where it's the start position you can take.
But the problem is Anthony's defensive work rate is great. As I'm seeing lately, he's running back, getting the ball. But he isn't effective offensively, but he's doing, I think, what needs to be done. Sorry, he needs what needs to be done to keep Rashford high on the pitch without tracking back. If you have one winger dropping, also you have Mason Mount. That means Mason Mount can stay a little bit higher with Bruno. And Rashford. Anthony is doing what I saw last game against Arsenal. Didn't he dispossess Martinelli like 2-3 times?
Yeah, that's what
you'll say.
I was just going to say, but if you look at Sancho and how fit and how much tracking back he's been doing, even in pre-season, it goes to show like he looks hungry.
I'll go different on it. That last season, I get what you're saying, Mo, but right now, if you look at Manchester United, you look at the fact that they've now got a better goalkeeper. You look at the fact that they've potentially now got another DM. They've also got Mount, so they've got a bit more legs in midfield. If anything, I'd say they need someone that is more clinical in front of goal than they need someone that's going to track back. So right now, if you had to have Sancho, who's going to be consistent and score you goals, or have Anthony, who is not bringing anything, like I rate him, but at the moment he's not clinical at all. With what United need right now, I think they need the goals from Sancho more than they need Anthony tracking back, because I think they've got faith in the midfield doing that. They've got faith in the defence doing that. So I'd go with Sancho because he's a goal threat.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, what do you guys think the score is going to be? I'm going to say it clear. I think it's 2-1 Man United.
4-2 Real Madrid.
That stinks. Go on.
Mine was 2-2. I was going to say 2-2.
Yeah, you better. I know cup of tea for Newcastle if they lose.
I'm going to say 2-1 to Real Madrid.
100% Chelsea's getting there.
Go on, Mo. It's your time.
Man United 2-1.
And tears from Mo when he sees Anana in a United shirt.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Moving on to the last club that's going to be playing later tonight. Arsenal versus Barcelona.
Are we all right to talk on Arsenal?
Kendall?
Yeah. It's short stint. I think today. Mate, honestly, I did an hour and a half show on Arsenal the other day. I don't even think I can be bothered to speak about Arsenal ever again the rest of my life. That was enough. It was just enough.
On Arsenal cast, they get mad at you in the chat, saying you're comparing, like, how dare you compare Sancho to Havertz?
I didn't.
What? Did you say that?
No, I did say Havertz. It's like Havertz because we're trying to work out his best position.
Oh God.
Okay, in that context, yes, but on the pitch, it's shown a lot more than Havertz does, like, in glimpses.
Who did?
Sancho.
Oh, this pre-season he has, 100%.
Oh, in this pre-season,
but he's had a bit longer to show it than Havertz, to be fair.
I'd say even during his time in the Prem. I'd say even during his time in the Prem, really. I'll be honest.
Not really.
Yeah, he's shown a little bit more than Havertz.
Nah, Havertz
more.
stinks. He absolutely stinks.
A little bit more than Havertz. He has. Bro, I've been watching Havertz for 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to stay with this Arsenal-Barcelona thing. I'm interested to see who Barcelona will line up with. I'm probably going to be... Actually, I won't be asleep because we actually might be doing a reaction at 3:30 in the morning. So watch out for that one if I'm not too tired. Or we, shall I say.
Not me.
I want to see how... If they do... You know what it is? If they lose with... I'm gonna section into the half, right? And I know Arteta likes to do it in 60 minutes, so I'm only gonna judge it upon how long these three are gonna stay in the midfield. But if he goes with Rice, Havertz, and Ødegaard, and they get peppered like 2-3-0 whilst they're on that pitch, and I don't care who's around them, I'll watch it as much as I can, at least for probably while we do another stream, right? He's got to stop with the experiment. But if it does work, then it proves everyone to shut up, shut up, because they're coming up against Frankie de Jong, the Kessies, the Pedris, and everything else along them lines as well.
Well, this is it. This is a test. Can you press? Can you win the ball back? Because this is a team that is going to try and be very dominant. No, I don't know, bro. But that's what this is a test. This is a test of if
I'm
Barcelona,
giving you the answer.
If Barcelona play their boys, this is a real test on the midfield. This is where my favorite City performance last season was Bayern Munich at home because I thought that Bayern Munich midfield, and I thought for us to dominate the midfield like that against another midfield that has the potential to control midfield. This is that for Arsenal, that today, I want to see him, honestly, try Partey, Rice, Ødegaard. That's what I want to see him try, because that's the one. Or even if they play Rice, Smith Rowe, Ødegaard. I'm not mad at that, but I just want to see him drop the shares in Havertz, because I think Arsenal have got some other players that I think deserve to be given that chance to play together more than Havertz at the moment. Maybe even, maybe even play Havertz wide right and see if he can play wide right for Arsenal. Playing there. I don't know.
It's an all day guy. It'll be a long day.
I actually think if he tries Havertz there again, it's just a waste of time.
He's not. He's got to start with
honestly,
I'm seriously thinking this is a real game. Because the one that is more important for me is to try Declan Rice.
Yeah.
with Partey and Odegaard. Get
what I wanna
that chemistry going.
Yeah.
Why you're wasting your
I'm
time
sorry,
playing
I
Havertz as
I
an
know they've
eight?
only played once, but that Rice, Havertz,
It's
Odegaard midfield
ridiculous.
stinks. It absolutely
It's
stinks. Like, I
absolutely
literally
garbage.
can't.
You lot keep it coming. I never got to say anything.
Sorry,
Keep it coming.
cannot.
Innit, man? Put your lips on it.
It was their first game together, though. To be fair to them, you have to give them that it was their first game together.
Daps, I
Right?
don't want to hear it.
Now I hope he doesn't drop him. I want to see Havertz start. You know what I mean? Arteta said they need to build chemistry.
No, you want
They
to
need
see him start
No,
to slander him.
Mo. I want to see Havertz start. You know, they need to build chemistry together. He needs to understand the system. I want to see him start and show me what he can do. So let Havertz start. I don't want to see Partey start today. Havertz has to start today.
Nah. I just want to see. You know what? I'm just curious to see Partey and Rice together.
So am I.
I'm just curious. Like I don't.
We're all curious,
What are we
curious,
gonna
but
do when
what-
Havertz play 8 and score a couple of goals?
do you know where it is though?
Then we go okay. We trust in our. Like,
Do you know where it is though? I know
everyone.
everyone's saying, oh, like this is what makes sense. But what makes sense to me is the fact that you have basically given Chelsea all the money back that we bought him for, right? 65 million for Havertz after the 3 years that he's had. And on top of that, right, you've given him over 200k a week. So this is obviously a player that you highly rate. I don't think it's just gonna drop him. I don't think it's just gonna drop him in preseason. I think he's gonna play. In all honesty, I don't think it's gonna experiment yet. I think this is the experiment. Havertz. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna change it yet already. There's no way.
But you know what? I don't. Sorry, just quick. I wouldn't see it as dropping him, and Havertz needs to also get into this frame of mind that it isn't dropping him, right? Arsenal now have a big group of players. Last season, my whole thing with Arsenal was that maybe they had a great best 11, but to win trophies, it's not about your best 11. It's about being part of a squad, and it's about accepting you are part of a squad. And that's how you end the season with multiple trophies, not nothing, right? Havertz needs to get used to that, because with the games they're going to have, for Arsenal to go the full length and, 38 games, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, they've got a squad that I honestly believe, can compete. But every player in that squad needs to understand you're part of a squad, and at times you're not going to play. Now, if they're having to start Havertz every game, that's already an issue, because Smith Rowe ain't getting to start every game, right? So they need to get him used to the fact he is part of a squad, and that they do need to try other things, and that he isn't going to start. Like, no one can tell me Havertz is starting every game for Arsenal next season. I'm not hearing that. No way.
Don is saying that.
No, I said in preseason. I don't see him getting dropped already.
But then, do they know any more about Smith Rowe? Do they know about Rice in the 8 if they don't give them chances? Like, they need to know about these players.
Because everyone can see that left centre mid doesn't work. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But when we're telling the Arsenal fans, they're saying it's only preseason, give it time. So I am giving it time, and I want to see what Havertz can do in that role. There's no point dropping him now. He's only been in there.
Watch.
Listen, I'm not going to be there at 3:30 in the morning, but tomorrow morning I'll be there. And I'm hoping there's a bit of slander on his name. I can't lie.
Yeah. Muhammad A is saying Amrabat would have been a better signing than Kai Havertz. I'm gonna say it
Kudus
again.
would have been a better signing.
Amrabat for £21 million, best value for money as of now for me, as of now. So, but thank you for the super chat.
I have no idea where Cass has gone as well.
Cassie just gone, but for me, Arsenal are wasting their time. They're wasting our time. They're wasting the fans' time. They're wasting Havertz's time himself. They need to start playing him somewhere else. But if it works, he's a genius.
And it still might work, bro. It's still this is very.
It might.
Come on.
I have an idea how it might work. Actually, I actually have an idea in my head.
Genuine
how it might work.
or
genuine idea. Genuine idea. Hear me out. Here you go. Here it goes. You drop Zinchenko, and you play 3 in the back. Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White. You play Partey and Rice. You play Havertz and Odegaard behind the 3 up top. What's his name? Jesus, Saka on the right, and the left is Martinelli. You have cover for the defense. You have 3 big defenders, strong, quick defenders, and you get a cover for Kai Havertz. That's how. If I want to start Kai Havertz, the only way I do it is I have 2 DMs behind him to cover him. That's the only way I would do it. He has 0 defensive abilities, guys. Seriously. At Leverkusen, he was the second striker or the right winger that have 0 defensive duties. 0. At Chelsea, every time he's asked to play a 10, he wouldn't even track the defensive midfielder. It's not his job. he himself, his body language on the pitch is that I'm here for offensive plays. When it comes to defense, I'm just chilling. It's not my job.
Do you know what? Actually, is it Jason Cundy that's a Chelsea fan? That's on Twitter Sport?
Jason Cundy, yeah.
He was talking about Havertz and he was saying, look, I've been told repeatedly that there's something in there. He said, but I'm going to be honest, I have to go by what I've seen watching him, and I haven't seen much. He said, when I kind of a year into seeing Havertz, he said he turned to someone he was at a game with and said, he kind of gives me Ozil vibes. Now, let's be clear, Ozil did a damn sight more than Havertz has ever done, yeah. But what he meant by that is that when the going gets tough, he's nowhere to be seen. He's a very much luxury player that he's not looking to trap back. He's not looking to do any of that work. He feels that he is a player that should contribute in the final third, and that's what he wants to do. We'll see, though. We'll see. Listen, Arteta could drum that out of him, I think. He could do. So we have to give it time. We can't be on him. I know this is football and this is what we do, but we have to give him a bit of time.
Listen, Daps, I gave him 2 years. It's only last season when I lost my patience. And even last season, I literally said it every week when I would do like streams with Gemma now. I said it. I don't mind keeping him as a bench player. Because I think when there's tired legs, there's a little bit more space. There's a little bit more time to think. He can actually do a little something. Do you get what I'm saying? But when you're starting him in games, I said this before, Kai Havertz is a passenger. He's not one player to be playing right now and starting for Arsenal, because Arsenal don't have passengers. And he is a passenger.
You know,
so Mo's right. Mo's right.
Do you know the difference between him at Leverkusen and Arsenal? Arsenal rely on 11 players on the pitch, 10 players and a goalkeeper that run most of the time to outrun the opposition, always pressing, always getting the ball back quickly. Kai Havertz, when you have one link that is lazy on the pitch, you might lose your press, you might lose your chance to get the ball back. And I think Arsenal cannot afford that with the style of play they play. They're really quick, they're really fast, they're really athletic, and he isn't. Maybe at Leverkusen, listen, I didn't watch every game at Leverkusen. Maybe at Leverkusen he had the freedom to do this. But in the Premier League, not every team has that chance to do that. That's why Ozil, as Daps said, was dropped. He doesn't have the work rate that is required by Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, agreed.
Anyways, I think it's going to end there. Big up everyone for tuning in. Big up everyone that's joined us on the panel as well.
Enjoy the football. You got a night of football.
Yeah, man, got a night of football to watch. We're going to be doing a reaction at 3:30. It might be late for some of you, but it does account for people that's in Australia, America, some people in the UK that want to stay up anyways, and it won't be for long.
Wake me up, man. Wake me up. I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah. And if everyone was Daps, he's not waking up. But yeah, man, we'll be back at 3:30. Me and Mo. If we don't, you know what? Yeah. I don't know if we've done these 2 super chats as well.
I did, but yeah, you can say it again.
Oh, it says Amber would be better son than have it. Well, that's a no-brainer. But thank you, Mohammed. It says Smoke says
so would Efanakuku, by the way.
He says Havertz is a luxury player because of his defensive deficiencies. The days of flair 10 is over. People want hard work in 8, so Havertz is outdated. I wouldn't really call Havertz a flair 10. Respect people like Erdogan, Ozil, and James Maddison.
Put it this way. I know João Felix had terrible end products, but I saw more from João Felix on the ball in 6 months than I did in 3 years of Kai Havertz.
Yeah. So yeah.
Watch out for Sancho in 1 year be the same as Havertz.
And thank you to Kendo and Dom for joining us. May the best club win. And I'll see you both on Saturday, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Happy birthday as well for tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, happy birthday, man. Big 30, yeah?
Yeah. We're now 25, bro. What do you mean?